What up? This is Spoiler Sunday over Elio, the Disney Pixar movie. So first off, Elio, one thing that bothers me about this movie so much is that there was such a good dynamic between him and Gordon, Elio, that I felt like this movie could have just been about them two, and then added in, like, obviously the dad's like this evil warlord, but not, you get to know him, he's not really evil. He was just built to, like, be tough. Kind of like Megatron and when Decepticons and then the Autobots, it was always about Optimus Prime had freaking leadership and humbleness and peace, while Megatron was all about war and fighting. So it's kind of like that's what Gordon's dad does. But there's so many skipovers. Like, there's two characters they introduced that bully, but then they become his friends later on in at this boot camp, which he's there for like a day, and then they clone him. But the clone literally acts like a better version of him, which makes it really obvious that it's obviously a clone. And even like the aunt, who Elio. Also, another thing, Elio's parents are dead. Mom and dad are dead. We learned about that in the first 5 minutes. They died, and we get like this whole like montage of like him trying to just cope with it. The aunt doesn't even really get developed. If you know, she's the major of this military asteroid defense program, which is basically just anything that enters the atmosphere, which I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know that much about space. But essentially, like, that's her role, and we don't really get to know her. Like, the only character that gets developed is Gordon and Elio, and then Gordon's dad. And then we meet the whole faction of people that want to be like, oh yeah, like, you can be the ambassador. Like, what? And then that's all it is. Like, we don't even know what the ambassadors do. They're just ambassadors. Like, they literally look like, one of them literally looks like the Penguin, because he always has a cocktail with him. It's like, so it's just rich people. And then I re-listened to the jokes that they made, and a lot of these jokes just fall flat. Like, it's trying to include adults, but like, this movie's not even meant for adults. It's clearly meant for children, which is fine. But there were Pixar days where, you know, you could be taking your children to there, but like as an adult or a young adult, even a teenager, you like were like, oh yeah, like that's a life lesson later down the line. So I don't know, like Elio. By the end of the movie, it actually gets so good that you get like some forced tears, but like Elio finds his place is on Earth and he wants to try to be normal. But then I was like, honestly, this movie would have been so much better if we just stuck to the whole alien concept, because it's the same format. It's like kind of like Encanto, where they make Bruno, and like Bruno's like, well, I want my own way, but then they take him back and he's like, okay, you know, I'll be part of the family. So it's kind of just like a wonky sci-fi adventure that just stays wonky. Like, it doesn't really get to a point. And then by the time you get to a point in the film, you're like, that was it? This is what I spent like an hour and 30 minutes for? So